Hi guys, it's Drew here, bringing you a quick play of Cookie on the Spectrum 48K, which came out in 1983. And just a quick note on the Spectrum gameplays. I was hoping to do an awful lot more, but I've had enormous difficulty getting the Spectrum emulation to work on the Ouya. Unfortunately, there's no actual official emulator for it at the moment, so I've had to use some of the PC ones that are out on the market, and just getting one to actually run correctly has proved very difficult. I'm still having a bit of trouble now, as only games that will load with the tape loader feature are currently working. Anything that does actually specifically need the 48K option, which some games do for some reason, I can't actually get to run at the moment, which is a bit disappointing. Some of the favourite games like that. Now this is Cookie. This is made by Ultimate Play the Game, who later evolved into Rare. Now these guys were king of the Spectrum. They just couldn't really do anything wrong. They just had a slew of games which were just hit after hit after hit. Now this one is called Cookie. In it you play as Charlie the chef, and he wants to bake a cake. Unfortunately his ingredients don't like being baked, so he has to encourage them into the cake bowl by flour bombing them, and that's what you see on the screen at the moment. The counter on the bowl is how many of the ingredients needs to go in the bowl to complete the level. Unfortunately there's the rubbish monster, who looks an awful lot like the guy off Sesame Street who lives in the bins, whose name I can't quite recall at the moment. And he chucks rubbish out like fish heads and old tin cans, and if they happen to land in the cake bowl, then they add 5 more ingredients to the mix, making your job an awful lot harder. Also, from time to time, the ingredients themselves, as just happened on the screen there, will drag out an object. That can be a tack, it can be a nut, it can be a bolt, and they're particularly nasty because rather than the rubbish that the trash monster throws out, these ones actually home in and seek out the player to try and kill him. Unfortunately in this game everything does kill you, even the ingredients themselves, so you've got to pretty much dodge everything possible on the screen. You probably noticed that when you do flour bomb an item or an ingredient, its speed increases an awful lot, and that can get pretty tricky at times when there's quite an awful lot on the screen. As you can see on the right hand side there, you've got the pantry cupboard, which has 5 drawers, so there's only really 5 levels to this game, and then it just goes in a continuous repeat. The level 1 that you saw, that was crafty custard. The level I've just cleared there was sneaky sugar, and this is chunky chocolate. Now this is about as far as I can normally get on the game, so I'm not expecting to get much further on this, because the amount of objects that get chucked to you, it does get an awful lot harder from now on. The 2 levels after this, you've got crafty cheese and you've got mixed peel, and then the gag saver, it just repeats over and over again. And there we go, dead. Let's have another go. This game was typical of Ultimate at the time, just a very simple idea, just done well. You know, took advantage of the Spectrum's capabilities. Black background's always good, cuts down on any kind of clash going on. Well defined, you know, enemies and ingredients, and the music wasn't half bad as well. I am hoping to do most of the Ultimate range those of you who know Ultimate a little bit better, you've got like the likes of Attic Attack, which I can't get to run at the moment, unfortunately. There's Sabrewulf, well, the whole Sabrewulf series. There's Sabrewulf, Nightlaw, Underworld, I believe there is. I think that's it for the Sabrewulf games. Maybe wrong there. I'm sure there's another one, but I can't quite think of it. You got the likes of Alienate. There's a game called Pissed, spelt P-S-S-S-S-T, which I can get to run, but unfortunately the graphics start corrupting after a short space of time. No idea why. But the thing, like to say Ultimate did, was they took a very simple idea and just turned it into a very, very playable game. I mean, you may say it hasn't really got a lot of longevity with it being so simple, but this is what games were like back in 1983. You wasn't going to get your epic sprawling, 15 level adventure that you get nowadays. Another good area of games which were really good in this era was movie conversions. Ocean Software used to get pretty much every movie conversion movie license under the sun, and 9 out of 10 times they usually did a pretty cracking good job on it, across all the various formats, which is quite a lot different to today's games, where a movie license usually equals really crap or mediocre game at best. Seems to be a lost art of how to translate a movie into a game. I suppose it's probably because we expect a lot more complicated things now, where back in the day the gameplay was an awful lot more simple. I mean, games I've got in mind to do, I've got Robocop, Batman, there's Robocop 2, I think there's even Robocop 3, but don't think I actually ever played that. But yeah, the Ocean seemed to be the ultimate play the game of movie conversions, really. But I'll show you one next. Actually, when I do another Spectrum one, I'll make a point of doing Robocop, which was one of my favourite games around that time. Well, that's me dead again on this, so I hope you enjoyed the first Spectrum video, and like I say, I'm planning to do some more and hopefully rectify the problem I'm having. Thanks very much for watching.